Hi Libra, welcome to your August 2018 tarot reading. So we have Venus moving into your sign in its home, Venus, Libra, on the 12th of August. So this is major for you. This is the pinnacle of when you're at your most attractive, you're at your most sociable, you're at your most influential with your peers, with other people. It's kind of like turning up the glow filter on your appearance and your heart and your soul. It's very comfortable. It's Venus's annual return for Venus, Venus in Libra. Particularly if your Venus is in Libra yourself, as it might be, if you are a Libra, you'll be feeling particularly in your element with this. And this is nice because Mars has been retrograding through your 5th house, which is romance and creativity and children and love affairs and soulmates and things like that. And your 7th house energy, so you're more of the committed partnerships rather than the flighty relationships that come and go. You know, you guys do the commitment thing. You guys enjoy having another half, having a partner, and you see it as a benefit to this life and not a restriction on your freedom, as many of the other signs do. They don't understand romance and partnerships in the way you do because a lot of people think they want this 5th house picture, which is where Mars actually is for you at the moment. So that's interesting because when it's retrograding in that sector, of course, it means the past loves return. It means the exes come out of the woodwork. And why wouldn't they whenever you're at your most attractive and you're at your most beaming? For a lot of you, that's going to be happening because it's past love, okay? For those of you you're going to be having maybe that have children, you might have reoccurring issues with your children. You might be finding you thought, particularly if you're dealing with adult children, you thought you were past certain points and maybe you're not. So you may be having more arguments with children in your life. Maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck there, particularly when Mars moves back into Capricorn on the 13th of the month, which is your 4th house. So definitely your relationship with children are influenced if you have them. We have a full moon in Pisces at the end of the month, which is another romantic moon. I mean, Pisces is a very romantic and spiritual sign, and to have a full moon in that sign illuminates that part of the sky for everyone, regardless of what it means to them. For you guys, it is your 6th house of work and health. So you may find that your body isn't up to scratch, it's not keeping up with you the way it used to, or you're feeling your energy's depleted with the Mars retrograde energy anyway. So you may not be feeling yourself to begin the month, but certainly as we end with Venus in your sign, it's going to be a pretty nice energy, I think, for you guys. And we're dealing with 11th house energy anyway with the Leo solar eclipse, new moon, Mercury retrograding there. Your communication may not feel as flowy as usual, but it doesn't matter because Venus is really stepping in to help you where you are in your element. And what is best about Libra will be influenced this month. You're going to be feeling more than anything the Libra that you are. If you're not usually in touch with your sign, you're going to be feeling a lot more in touch with it this month. Of course, remember to check out your moon and rising to see what else is going on. But for the most part, I think this is going to be very romantic energy for you more than anything else. Although, be wary about what you put out onto the internet because it may come back to haunt you at a later date with Mercury retrograding in your house of social media and communications with the wider world, okay? What you're putting out there into the universe will be coming back to you. What you have put out recently will be coming back to you. And if you wanted some validation on that, here's the Wheel of Fortune. What goes around comes around. Be wary of what you're putting out there because it may come back and bite you. Similarly, if you've been doing good things, they're going to come around and reward you. Okay? Retrograde energy is very like that. And a lot of the time, it offers us a second chance and a second perspective on things. Especially for the air signs this month, because of the Mars retrograde in Aquarius, you guys are dealing more so with people from the past and past feelings and that type of thing. You know, for a while there, it was the water signs were dealing more so with the return of people from before and the unfinished business. For this month, it's you guys. Devil energy. Could be dealing with a Capricorn person, could be dealing with a toxic relationship is at the forefront of your mind, but what's crossing this is the Five of Pentacles. So I'm thinking off the bat, I've got a little bit of a negative relationship spin here from before. So you may have dealt with someone in the recent past, you may currently be with this person, or you may have left this person, they may have left you. But the Devil energy, yeesh. One minute they're obsessed with you, and the next minute they've cut you off cold and you don't know where they went. You may have had a person like this in your life, or you may have one currently, but I'm sensing there's very much a hot and cold vibe. You can see the flames of the devil, and then you can see these guys freezing. Okay, so it could be an on and off relationship with someone who you're very attracted to, who there's a strong pull of a devil energy. But the devil in relationships is often addictive. It can be a little bit narcissistic sometimes, depending on the person you're dealing with. It can be someone who's very ruthlessly ambitious. You know, it manifests at different degrees for different people, but I do feel like this is somebody who's cut you out in the cold, or you're on the outs with, okay? So past energy is the Strength card. This could be a Leo, and the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with someone who's actually very high up and very rich, but that's sort of all you're getting from them. Some of you may be feeling like somebody keeps you in a comfortable lifestyle, but they're a very dodgy person to be dealing with. Some of you may be going through a relationship that seemed like a Ten of Pentacles, promising long-term relationship with the devil. You learned quite quickly that this person can be a little bit ruthless. However, some are also dealing with a water sign energy. It could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. That's crowning the reading. So there could be two distinctive relationships here. But there's that justice that I was talking about. That karma and effect. Lady Justice. She's always blindfolded in making her decisions. It's not about the external. It's not about the appearance. Okay? It's not judging someone because of environmental factors. It's judging someone because of how they've acted, okay? So this is completely judging people on their actions and their reactions as well. Your reactions are just as important in defining who you are as a person. So if you're dealing with someone who could, yes, be very rich, or they could be very attractive, are they morally sound? Because I think some of you could be dealing with someone who's not morally sound. I think for a distinct few of you, you could be dealing with someone who's actually very cruel, or who is financially dodgy, or someone who looks like, you know, great on the outside but is a bit rotten on the inside. But then again, some of you may also be dealing with a relationship that is so obsessive, there's no balance and there is no perspective. There's no greater perspective. And as a Libra, your need for partnership may be compromising your values. It may be compromising what you will accept and won't accept from another person. There's been an offer that's made here that's been rejected. So you may be feeling rejected by somebody, and you're working on yourself to try and get them back, or you're working on yourself to try and fill that void. But I sense that this is maybe not somebody that deserves your work. Certainly if there's some of you that have done something very wrong on somebody, then maybe so. Maybe the devil energy is your energy. Maybe you've done something you regret and you're trying to make amends. But I'm seeing this as possibly a very unhealthy relationship that has already been formed. Temperance is here, so you're really hoping for balance and healing from this. If this is an ex-person in your life, the wounds are still there and you're hoping for some healing and some perspective, or you're hoping to reconcile with this person. Now the outcome is the Eight of Wands. So there's movement forward. Is that at a basic level is what this card means. There's movement forward, there's quicker movement. Things take off. Now, I think with Venus moving into Libra, you will feel more comfortable with moving forward on your own if you are coming out of a relationship. Those of you that want to hear from someone, you may very well be doing so with the Wands, because this is communication that can come from anywhere in the world. It can come from overseas, but it comes through the airwaves. So in modern day tarot, this can be a phone call, a text message, an instant message. There does seem to be communication coming in, but we'll see what's underneath. Ace of Swords, yes, some of you are receiving a message, a very distinctive message. So communication is going to be at the forefront of your romantic relationships. I also think there could be some legalities to this. There could be a contract. Some of you maybe are getting married. Some of you are maybe moving in with the person, or some of you are expecting a legal contract to validate the relationship you're in which case that could be a slippery slope. Because this devil energy, there's something unhealthy about it, and it could be an obsession or a false belief. False belief in something of status. I think status is kind of flagging in this reading. The Wheel of Fortune. Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, but for the most part, karma. Karma is very strong in this reading. Karma is being restored and it's being balanced, okay? So if you have acted well, there's nothing to fear. If someone has wronged you, you may have a moment of victory whereby you see that they get their own, but, you know, rarely does that make anyone feel better. It's going on and living a better life for yourself is the best way you can handle a situation. It's crossed by the King of Swords, so I'm thinking some of you are definitely dealing with another air sign, or this is you getting in the way of your progress, because this is crossing the Wheel of Fortune, and the wheel is moving in a different direction. And you may be trying to stop it, you may be trying to fight fate, because you're very obsessed with something working out for the better, but maybe you're fighting fate unnecessarily. We'll know if the Death card comes out whether or not that's the case, whether or not you're flogging a dead horse. With very strong Leo energy in the past, okay? So this is Leo and this is also Leo in the past energy. Maybe you got your strength from this person and you think if you lose them, you won't have it anymore. I feel some of you are desperately trying to make something work or hoping something will work. You may be losing a lot of sleep over this person. Now this is coming up beside the Queen of Cups, so it could be the water sign, as I said before. There's an anxiety level attached to this, or it could be the water sign has a high level of anxiety relating to the situation. There's similar tones here to Aquarius's energy, but there is, for some of you that are dealing with a legal battle, I think you may come out of this feeling like nobody's a real winner. But as this is your energy, you're favored in a legal battle if you're in a dispute, but you may not feel, as I said with the karma, you may not feel as validated as you thought you would when someone that has wronged you gets theirs. I think with Venus moving into your sign, you learn the art of being calm and, you know, not feeling as attached to the outcome as perhaps you would have done before. I think you're expecting this moment of complete validation when you know of, and you hear something, maybe the person, just in a hypothetical situation, but if maybe the person who left you for somebody else, that person leaves them for somebody else, for example, that would be a justice moment, but it may not necessarily make you feel better because you may have moved on to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here, where you get your moment of karma, but you're not as excited or enthused about it as you thought you would be. Okay, because this is that fifth house Mars retrograde that I was talking about. Maybe someone returns to you and they've been, because I think somebody, it could be a water sign, but somebody is definitely lying awake at night thinking about you. If this isn't you lying awake at night thinking about somebody else, they may come back and beg for your forgiveness and you're not interested anymore, even though you wished for it for so long. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm feeling this. That seems to be what I'm getting here, because someone's definitely offering you something and you're not taking it. I think this is an ex person is offering you something and you're not fussed on it, because maybe you've moved on to somebody else. Maybe you've moved on to a Capricorn. Judgment here. you've definitely called time on something. You've definitely made a decision. A lot of you seem to be answering your calling in the workplace, because Judgment and the Eight of Pentacles to me is a new beginning or a new line of study, a new line of work where you are actually experiencing that moment where you think, I wish I'd been doing this sooner. I wish I'd started this job sooner. I wish I'd worked here sooner. This is kind of a moment of clarity for you where you know you're going in the right direction. Judgment is a calling. It's following your calling, okay? So, Ace of Swords has reappeared. And the Two of Wands. Two of Wands in regard to wish fulfillment. As I say, you're going to be getting your justice this month and you're not sure if it's what you want anymore. You have to make a very distinctive choice between two paths. Maybe some of you, and I would say this would be Libra, very laden with Scorpio. Maybe some of you are hoping for revenge. Do not try and fix karma. It's not your job, okay? It's not your arena. It's not, you are the scales. Yes, you balance things, but you balance them in a graceful way, in a more mature way. With going out and working karma, trying to make somebody else jealous or trying to make somebody else feel bad isn't going to do you any favors with your karma. Do you know what I mean? Keep your karma clean, because you deserve to have it clean, even if someone's done wrong by you. As I say, I feel like some justice is being done this month and you're not as excited about it as you thought you would be. Okay, so if this is somebody returning, it may fall flat for you. You may not want it anymore. Or if you find out they've been left by whoever they're with, you may not feel the way you thought you would. Okay? I think we dropped a card there. It's the World. Yes. Completion. Completion of a cycle. Success and triumph after adversity. As I say, justice is being restored and it's important. You're getting back into the swing of things with the Magician here, but it's crossed by the Ten of Cups, okay? So maybe things didn't work out the way you expected them to in terms of your wishes and your desires. Maybe you feel like things are very far away from being the picturesque that you're hoping for, particularly if you were romantically involved with a Leo person. But the cards are asking you not to give up on your dream. You do have to make a very distinct decision, though, because we have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands in outcomes. There seems to be pressure possibly coming from you or to you for marriage or greater commitment. The Five of Swords is here, so be wary of making a decision in haste. Be wary of making a decision in retrograde energy, particularly when it is in your 5th house. For those of you getting married, be wary of putting too much pressure on the perfect day. Let things unfold as it is. There seems to be a marriage situation here. Page of Swords. You could be dealing with a fellow air sign. I think some of you guys are feeling like you made the right decision, but you don't know how to progress from here. Again, this is the judgment moment, the justice moment as well, where you thought things would make you feel better. Maybe you relied too heavily on that. Now, the Two of Cups is here. And the Lovers, okay? So, you're choosing love this month, Libra. You're making time for love and you're finding it. This is your, this is big. A lot of you are coming out of this month with a new romance or a rekindled romance. Making a choice in love as well. I think maybe choosing between two people. In terms of signs here, I can very clearly see earth sign energy and water sign energy. I'm sort of leaning towards also fire sign with the amount of wands here, or a Gemini person. I think it's going to be very different for each of you, because some of you are choosing a water sign that you don't feel entirely comfortable with, and it's an uncomfortable growth. Some of you are definitely dealing with a water sign, and some of you, I think some of you guys are choosing between a love connection where you feel very connected and very attracted to the person, but there's concerns there. And then there's another person that seems to be very good for communication and things taking off the ground. For the most part, I see you making a choice whether or not to pursue a relationship with somebody who could, with the devil energy of course, could be quite obsessive or unhealthy. I do see a relationship where there's a lot of worry, but for some reason you come out of this month pretty clean. So I'm just going to go in and clarify this Lovers card and see what it is. You choose romance regardless of what's going on. You're choosing romance. Even if this person has something about them that isn't quite right or can be quite unbalanced, I think you guys are choosing love. Some of you are reuniting with a past love for sure. That's what I'm saying myself. Some of you are choosing someone that you're choosing the person that you believe is your soulmate. For some of you, this is someone completely new. And for some of you, this is rekindling a romance with somebody. It looks like a past life connection either way. Whether this is someone you've known in this lifetime, there seems to be a karmic tie to this person where you feel inexplicably drawn to them. And you want to keep going. You want to give it another go. Maybe some of you are long distance with someone with the 8 of Wands here, and you're traveling to see them, and you've been worried about them. Maybe you've been worried to an unhealthy extent, and that's the devil energy. But certainly with justice, I feel you need to view things fairly. Okay, so some of you are getting your moment of karma, and some of you are getting some of you are getting the commitment that you want, for sure. Just make sure that when you're doing it, it's for the right reasons, okay? So it's not to ease fears. Commitment should be made because you both care that much about each other. It shouldn't be there to make you feel better about a fear, okay? It's coming through things from a point of love rather than fear. I think if you choose love over fear this month, you're going to be feeling a lot better about your decision. But I do feel that whatever decision you make, it leaves you with somebody that is more of a soulmate energy. I think you guys choose love this month, and it actually is a very pretty outcome here. For some of you, it's definitely a reconciliation. Someone that you've not heard from or haven't been chatting to, or maybe it is choosing to get a relationship back on the straight and narrow. So it's a really lovely energy. I hope you enjoy it this month, Libra, and make sure that you're thinking through the lens of love rather than the lens of fear, because whatever that means to you, it means self-love is that as well. So make sure you're doing the right choice by yourself and making sure that you're doing something that's right for your heart, and you're embracing the Venus and Libra energy that is going through the sky at the moment. So I hope you enjoy that reading, Libra, and I'll talk to you in September. Bye.